Good morning. Great, fantastic morning. To God be all the glory. January the 8th, AA Daily Reflection Conversation from my perspective. Guess what? But before 6:45 comes, I need to share my testimony with you through song. Enjoy. All right. This is the theme to my TV show called Choosing a New Way of Life. Thank you, Benjamin Twin B. Brown.
Your grace and mercy brought me through. I'm living this moment because of you. I want to thank you and praise you too. Your grace and mercy brought me through. For your grace and mercy brought me. I'm living this moment because of you. I wanna thank you and praise you too. Your grace and mercy, oh Lord. Thank you for saving.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you,
A
Jesus.
sinner
Thank you, Lord.
like me.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Save the world.
Thank you, Lord.
Salvation is free.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
There
Thank you, Lord.
were
Thank
times
you, Lord. Thank you,
when
Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank
I
you,
just
Lord.
didn't do
Thank you, Lord.
right.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you,
But
Lord.
you
Yes.
watched
Yes.
over me.
One more minute, y'all. One more minute, y'all. One more minute, y'all. One more minute, y'all. One more minute, please.
Thank you, Jesus, and praise you too. Your grace brought me through.
Woo! Your grace and mercy brought me through. I'm living this moment because of you. I want to praise you and thank you too, for it was your grace and your mercy that brought me through. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, and now I see. Good morning, great and fantastic morning. Oh, yes, yes, yes. To God be all the glory. Welcome to January the 8th, AA Daily Reflection Readings, Alcoholics Anonymous for January the 8th. Topic, do I have a choice? I do not represent Alcoholics Anonymous, but I've been a proud and humble and faithful member for over 31 plus years. And if it's God's will and he gives me grace and continue to give me mercy, we will celebrate 32 years on February the 23rd of 2022. Woo! Woo! But guess what? All I have is today. All I have is right now. And guess what? That's all you have too. This moment, this second, this half hour. He touched us this morning with the gift of life to have one more chance to get it right, to have one more chance to call and depend on him, to have one more chance to help another sick and suffering person, to have one more chance to breathe. Breathe. Yes. So what are you going to do today? What are you going to do with your time? What are you going to do in preparation for what's coming down the pike today? Well, guess what? You're doing it right now. Getting some spiritual food, right? By having this AA daily reflection conversation from Alcoholics Anonymous quotes from different literature, added with a recovering person's perspective, followed by my own perspective, and then we are going to ask you what your perspective is. All right, so let's get right to the topic, okay? All right, so the topic is, do I have a choice? So let me read it to you. So I want you to listen first. Don't, close your eyes. Close your eyes. I want you to listen, okay? And then we'll read it together, right? Or maybe we should read it together and then we close our eyes and we listen. So whatever works for you. So here it is, January the 8th. Do I have a choice? The fact is that most alcoholics, for reasons yet obscure, have lost the power of choice in drink. Our so-called willpower becomes practically non-existent. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 24. The writer responds, my powerlessness over alcohol does not cease when I quit drinking. In sobriety, I still have no choice. I can't drink. The choice I do have is to pick up and use the kit of spiritual tools from Alcoholics Anonymous, page 25. When I do that, my higher power relieves me of my lack of choice and keeps me sober one more day. If I could choose not to pick up a drink today, where then would be my need for AA or a higher power? Huh? Did you read that? Did you hear that? Did you internalize that? Let's read it again. This time we want to listen with our spiritual ears. And if you're not an alcoholic, you are addicted to something. Every human being is. So substitute that area of your life that has been controlling you, that you have no choices in, that has overpowered you and made your life unmanageable. Just substitute the word and stick with what it's saying, regardless of what the situation or circumstances are. Let's read it again. January the 8th. Do I have a choice? The fact is that most alcoholics, for reasons yet obscure, have lost the power of choice in drink. Our so-called willpower becomes practically non-existent. From Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book, page 24. The writer responds, my powerlessness over alcohol does not cease when I quit drinking. In sobriety, I still have no choice. I can't drink. The choice I do have is to pick up and use the kit of spiritual tools from Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book, page 25. When I do that, my higher power relieves me of my lack of choice and keeps me sober one more day. If I could choose not to pick up a drink today, where then would be my need for AA or a higher power? All right? So let's marinate on that, okay? Okay? It says, do I have a choice? Now, think about it. I shared yesterday that when we wake up in the morning, by the grace of God, so get in touch with that. He chose, it was his choice to wake us up this morning. He chose us to wake up this morning because I know there are others who will not wake up this morning. So he made a choice to choose us to wake up this morning. Get in touch with that first, that our higher power, our creator, made a choice to wake us up this morning and give us this new day that we will never see again. Use that as an example and ask yourself, do I have a choice? Now that we know God chose us to wake up this day, what are we going to choose? What choices are we going to make this day regarding any and all situations? So if you have been following me, if you have been listening to me, I come from the perspective of a 12-step spiritual program for the last 31 plus years. And so every day when I recognize that God chose me to wake up this morning, that was a gift from him. The question becomes, what is my gift to him? What is my gift to God who woke me up this morning? What choices will I make to honor and provide that gift back to him? In Alcoholics Anonymous, the gift that he asked us to do is just two things: stay sober and help another alcoholic achieve sobriety. That's not hard, is it? Huh? I can choose to do that, right? I can choose to do that. Throughout the day, I can make a choice to turn a negative situation into a positive situation. Every day, I have a choice to do the right thing or choose the wrong thing. Every day, every second, every moment, we make decisions all day long. We make choices all day long. Think about it. Every thought, every action is predicated on a choice. So God woke me up this morning. He chose me. I was his choice for today. Now, I have to ask myself, do I have a choice? Do I have a choice to serve him? Do I have a choice not to serve him? Do I have a choice? Oh, yes, I do. But before I was given the opportunity to have a choice, I needed to get in touch with my disease of alcoholism. So let's go back to the quote, right? It says, the fact is that most alcoholics, it didn't say all, it said most alcoholics, for reasons yet obscure. Siri, what does obscure mean? Hey, Siri, what does obscure mean?
As an adjective, obscure means not discovered or known about, uncertain. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Yes.
As a verb, obscure means keep from being seen, conceal.
Did you hear that? See, that's me. I look up words. I want to make sure I understand. So the fact that most alcoholics, for reasons yet obscure, meaning unknown, uncertain, okay, have lost the power of choice in drink. Woo, that is a powerful statement for all of us, all of those individuals who believe and says you can stop. It's about willpower. Why you keep doing this to yourself? You're choosing that. But did you hear what the noun was? The fact is that most alcoholics, the fact that you are and recognize and I admit that I am an alcoholic. I lost the power to drink. So I am an alcoholic. So let's get back to that, all right? And so, unknowingly to me, right? Because I lost the power of choice in drink, right? Our so-called willpower becomes practically non-existent. Do you hear me? Let's stay on that for a minute. Our so-called willpower practically is non-existent. Remember when we shared about how the disease of addiction is progressive? How as a child, going back to my formulation stages in my life, seeing the adults in my life drinking, drugging, partying, have a good time. For children, it looked exciting. Yes. So the perception that in order to enjoy life, you have to celebrate with something, drinking, smoking, right? And so, like anything else, the progression of anything can be good or it can be bad. It can be productive or it can be destructive, right? It can be constructive, right? Yes. And so when I think about the progression of becoming an alcoholic, did you hear what I say? Becoming an alcoholic. I did not wake up one morning and say, I want to be an alcoholic. I want to be a drug addict. I want to be a prostitute. Hell no, I didn't say that. No, I didn't. But the disease, unknowingly to me, of alcoholism is cunning, baffling, and powerful, and is progressive. So when I thought I was experiencing willpower, the more I drank. The more I experienced so-called willpower, the more I drank. The more I said, I know I can't control this, I got the willpower, the more I drank. So who has control? Did you get that? Did you get that? They said the moment we try to control something, we are already out of control. So with the progression of the disease, of addiction, of alcoholism, of shopping, of sex addicts, of workaholics, right? It's progressive. It sneaks up on you. It makes you think you are in control. But guess what? You keep doing it. I kept doing it. Think I had control. Thought I had willpower. Yes. But that was not the case. That was my thinking, but it was impractical because that's not what was happening. My willpower, right? Practically became non-existent. All right, so let's see what else it says here, right? Okay. Now, the writer, he says, my powerless over alcohol does not cease when I quit drinking. Did you hear that? He says the powerlessness over alcohol does not cease when I quit drinking. That's a powerful statement. We in Alcoholics Anonymous, when we take that first step, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. So my powerlessness over alcohol does not stop once I put down the drink. Why? Because the drink was the outside substance for internal issues. I may have put down the drink, but I have an alcoholic thinking. I have the isms. Yes. Think about it. When you put down going shopping, when you put down the porno, when you put down this, you may put it down, but somewhere down the line, you start thinking about it. And what happens when you start thinking about it? If you have not built a foundation, if you have not got in touch with, if you have not come to the realization that no matter what, I can't pick it back up. And so that statement is true. My powerlessness over alcohol does not cease when I quit drinking. He says, in sobriety, I still have no choice. Did you hear that? Even in sobriety, we still have no choice. And you might say, well, Dan, what's wrong with you? Yes, you do. You got a choice. No, we do not. In sobriety, we still do not have a choice. So when we get that stinking thinking, when we become obsessive about the thoughts and all that kind of stuff, we still cannot drink. We still do not have a choice. We cannot drink no matter what. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? That's the made-up mind that individuals like me have to have no matter what, not giving anything or anybody that much power ever again to make me go back to drinking. When it comes to drinking, drugging, and all that, I cannot drink under any and all circumstances. No, I cannot. And guess what? I don't even want to. I don't even want to drink. No, I don't. Ever again, one day at a time. And so when I put down the drink, that means I got to start working on my thinking. Okay, so let's see how he does it, and I'll share how I do it. Okay, he says, the choice I do have is to pick up and use the kit of spiritual tools. Woo! He says The choice I do have is to pick up the kit of spiritual tools. I told y'all we make choices all day long, right? But when it comes to a person with the disease of addiction, of alcoholism, right? That disease is progressive, is cunning and baffling, and it is powerful. But the God, the Creator who chose us, it doesn't have more power than me. It does not. Therefore, I tell you why, because I'm going to provide you this kit of spiritual tools provided by me so that you cannot give in to the temptation. So that you don't even want to give in to that temptation. Because you already know, I already know where it will take us, where it will take me, particularly underneath that parked car 31 plus years ago. Are you kidding me? Hell to the no, I don't want to go back. No, I do not want to go back. And so, what is my choice? The kit of spiritual tools. What are they? You are experiencing one right now. Isn't that something? You are experiencing a spiritual tool right now with this conversation, with this topic, with this daily reflection. Yes, this is one of the spiritual tools that are offered in the 12-step program. Yes. The other spiritual tools include being transparent, being open, being honest. Yes, first to thyself. First to thyself. Edwina, you cannot drink again. Edwina, you don't even really want to drink again. Even if you could, you don't want to. Hell no, I do not, because I know that drink will take me back underneath that parked car, and I don't want to go back. So what spiritual tools do I need to continue to pick up a minute at a time, an hour at a time, a day at a time? So when I have my morning reflection reading with you, guess what? I get my behind up, do a little couple things in the house if I choose to, but I'm on my way to my 12-step meeting every morning. Do you hear me? Every morning. I drank every day. I drugged every day. I prostituted every day. Come on now. I can make my meetings every day. I want to make my meetings every day. That is my spiritual tool to place myself around other spiritual beings who suffer from the same disease, but our common denominator is all of us do not want to drink today. And we together are going to use these spiritual tools to stay sober and help another alcoholic, help each other stay sober. That's what we choose. That's what our choice is. And it's our gift back to the Creator who gave us a choice to be chosen and to live this thing called spirituality, a spiritual awakening, spiritual experiences. As Donald Lawrence says so eloquently, you are not a natural being having a spiritual experience. No, we are spiritual beings encased in this physical experience and walking this earthly journey. So the spiritual tools that we use will help to navigate this vehicle to make the right choices. Once we pick up, utilize, it says use the spiritual tools. You got things around you, you trying to do it your way, you trying to do it, doggone it, the hammer is right there. Stop using the bottom of your heel. right? The toilet is right there. Go over there and pee instead of trying to pee in a cup. Huh? Hey, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. But you get my drift, right? Huh? And so the idea of using what's available to help combat that which is trying to attack us. In the 12-step program, we call it the skit of spiritual tools. So when I go to my meeting, I ain't got but a few minutes, right? So we see the 12 spiritual steps that are on the wall. We see the 12 spiritual principles of the traditions on the wall. We see the 5 little what you call it? Oh, the 5 little sayings, huh? Think, right? First things first, huh? But for the grace of God, huh? Live and let live. And easy does it. Those are constant reminders. They are spiritual tools that when we come to a meeting, we are reminded who brought us here. We are reminded what our gift should be back to him, right? And for 1 hour, we get everything we need to live the other 23 hours when we pick and use the spiritual tools that are at our feet. Huh? Yeah. You picked up the tools to get high, right? You picked up the tools to get drunk, right? So pick up the spiritual tools to combat that temptation, huh? Yes. So then I ain't got but a few more minutes. Then he says, when I do that, my higher power relieves me of my lack of choice and keeps me sober 1 more day. Did you hear that? The choice I do have is to pick up and use the kit of spiritual tools. When I do that, my God relieves me of my lack of choice and keeps me sober 1 more day. Oh my God. 1 day at a time, right? Give us this day our daily bread. I shared yesterday that, life is going to deal you a hand every day and you don't know what's underneath them cards. But guess what? In Alcoholics Anonymous and this spiritual program, we know who the ultimate dealer is. And that no matter what cards life deals you every day, get in touch with the dealer. He will show you how to play your hand. He will give you all the spiritual tools that you need to be victorious and staying sober 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. Yes, no matter what happens in life. Huh? So it says when that happens, when I do that, yes, when I make the choice of picking up and utilizing those spiritual tools, right, my God relieves me of my lack of choice, and I do stay sober 1 day at a time. Check this out. He says, if I could choose not to pick up a drink today, where then would be my need for AA or a higher power? I'll read it again. If I could choose not to pick up a drink today, where then would be my need for AA or a higher power? Huh? When people talk about us and say that we got willpower and you can stop anytime you get ready and all that, they don't understand the disease of addiction. They don't understand the disease of alcoholism. There's going to come a point in time in that progressive journey that we lose the power, right? To control anything. If anything, is controlling us. And I tell people, let me give you a comparison for those who don't know that you can get in touch with. You ever had diarrhea? How good were you controlling that? What'd you say? How much control did you have over that rumbling in your stomach, and you got to get it out, and you want to hold it to get, and guess what? It just boom. That's how we experience the disease of alcoholism and addiction. We lost the power to drink. But using the spiritual tools that our higher power has given us through a 12-step program, we never have to drink again, one day at a time. And we can help another alcoholic achieve sobriety one day at a time. So I do have a choice today. I choose to live. I choose to be of service. I choose to be humble. I choose to face everything and recover. That's fear. I choose faith today. I choose my God today. And guess what? I choose you today. Would you like to choose me? I'm available. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? Let's choose each other. Wear your mask. Get vaccinated. Get your children vaccinated, right? Huh? Social distancing, all of that. Help save our lives and help save each other 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. You do have a choice. Choose wisely. Choose ye today who you shall serve. See you again soon. Be safe, and be safe. Thank you, Lord. I tell you.